Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 19 November 2020. It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. This is one huge sale and we've got the good stuff. 37 knives in 36 sale lots for your consideration. Time to do some Christmas shopping, boys. But before we get to the inventory, a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to post on the screen for you in just a moment the terms of the sale. If you are new to this weekly event, you need to be familiar with and agreeable to those terms. So please take your time and read them. I will also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, you're going to see 3 links above the terms. The first one is to my primer for buyers video. That is a 38-minute explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you are new, please give that a look. It will help with your buying experience, I assure you. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move some of your collection along, that will explain how it all works. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So you're going to see those 3 links in the description, then the terms of the sale, and below all that, you'll see the list of inventory complete with timestamps and pricing. In the pricing column, the number to the left of the slash is your as shown price, number to the right, your as sharpened price by the TheApostleP Knife Service. If you are one of the first 6 people to buy a sharpened knife this week, it'll ship tomorrow, next day. Friday the 20th, along with all the as shown inventory. If you're outside that first 6, expect your knife to be here about 3 weeks for sharpening. I think that's about it for housekeeping. Time to get the terms up on the screen and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we've got 5 leftovers from last week. We're going to get through those and get you to the fresh stuff. Some awesome prices on these. First up, from Fox Knives, we have a pretty sweet little gents folder with a beefy little blade. This is the Fox Knives TUR, T-U-R, in beautifully crowned 3D machined carbon fiber, with sort of a bronze-ish anode, maybe just a dark gray, titanium backspacer and milled titanium clip. The knife, a gorgeous drop point. It's some kind of chunky, I'm thinking 5/32. Elmax steel, 2 7/8 inches is your blade length, 4 16 is your handle. We have a nicely nested stainless steel locking leaf on the liner lock knife. It is running on washers. There is your blade centering very nicely down the middle. Rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. This knife has been used and sharpened and kind of needs sharpened again. We've got some scratches up the blade face. All in all, a super nice user knife. If you want to buy one of these brand new, it's going to cost you $224 at your favorite web retailer. We ran this one last week at $150, got no action. Dropped it to $135 on Saturday. It's still here. This week, somebody gets to take it home for $120. $120 shipped priority mail. $145 with a fresh TheApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That's the Fox Knives TUR CF. Next up, I was kind of shocked this one didn't sell. From our friends at Spyderco, we've got the Perrin designed PPT CF. This is a sprint run of the PPT with beautifully 3D machined carbon fiber scales. Nice deep carry pocket clip. And then I guess we could call this a titanium liner lock, but to me it looks more like a frame lock with scales because the titanium is so thick. This is a Taichung produced Spyderco. With a super cool blade shape. Blade steel is S90V, blade length 3 3/16. The handle is 4 1/4. Very, very nice in hand in a variety of grips. Now this one is wearing a polished edge and it is quite sharp, not quite super refined, a little bit of no cleanup back at the base of the edge, but a super serviceable edge. Let's see. These are discontinued and out of stock. They were sort of a sprint run. When they were new, they were $227. We ran this last week at $195, got no takers. Dropped it to $175 on Saturday. It's still here. This week, the Spyderco Perrin PPT Sprint CFS90V can be yours for $155. $155. $190 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available. Not saying it really needs to be sharpened unless you're extremely anal about the appearance of your edge. What a beauty. Next up, from Knives of Alaska, we have a pretty cool little combo set in a very nicely made leather sheath. Can be set up for vertical carry or cross draw. The main knife in the set is the Alpha Wolf brass pins Stag handle, bead blasted D2 steel. Blade length is 3 13/16 with a 4 1/8 inch handle. Nice finger groove handle. This one appears to have been sharpened by its owner. Not bad. And then backing up the Alpha Wolf comes the Cub Bear. Also bead blasted D2, matching Stag handle. Blade length on the Cub, 3 3/8 with a 3 1/4 inch handle. Now I think this set is currently out of stock. There is a similar set you can buy brand new right now with a different companion blade. They run between $257 and $279 brand new. We ran this set last week at $175, got no takers, dropped it to $150 on Saturday. This week, somebody gets to take home the Knives of Alaska combo set for $125 plus 20 each to sharpen. Next day sharpening available if they're among the first 6. That's the Knives of Alaska, or KOA, Alpha Wolf and Cub Bear combo. Next up, got a couple left from Steel Sharp Knives. Frank Velez. If I get my big nasty thumb out of the way, there is your info. So the first knife we're going to look at is the EDC Cleaver with the blade steel made of a Farrier rasp, 1/8 inch brass pins, indigo laminated wood scales, and a black Kydex sheath. Here is the set. There is your blade. How cool is that? And I got to tell you guys, I'm going to show you a sharpened price, but Frank gets them sharp. The maker's edge is amazing. Let's see, blade length on this one is 2 7/8. Handle is 3 7/8. Beautifully made handle. Brand new from maker. We ran this knife last week at $125. It didn't sell. Thursday night or Friday, we dropped it to, let me see if I can get this home without cutting myself. We dropped it to 110 on Saturday. It's still here. Somebody gets this Carolina made, handmade custom knife, brand new from the maker, for 95 bucks. And then 115 if you'd like my edge on it, but I don't think it needs sharpened. That's the Steel Sharp EDC Cleaver. Next up, another one from Steel Sharp Knives by Frank Velez. We're calling this one the Steel Sharp Harpoon Clip. Blade steel is $10.95. Toxic green G10 handle with white liners and a tiny red liner and a black Kydex sheath. There is your sheath set up for horizontal carry. Breaks with the thumb. Got a little acid stonewash thing and plenty of preservative on this blade. Very nice blade shape. There is your handle. Does have a little hickey in the white liner. Very nice faceted handle. Very comfortable in the hand. 3 3/8 is your blade length. 4 1/8 is the handle. It is brand new from the maker. We ran this last week at 125 bucks. It did not sell. We dropped it to 110 on Saturday. It's still here. Somebody gets this one shipped to you, priority mail, for 95 bucks this week. $95 for the new from the maker Steel Sharp Harpoon Clip. Your edge sharpened price is going to be $115, but again, Frank puts a pretty good edge on these. What a beauty. Next up, from LT Wright Knives, we have, in large print for us old guys, the LT Wright Forest Trail 3V Saber grind in natural micarta matte finished. In a beautiful sheath. This is a wet formed leather sheath with dangle and fire steel loop. And the wet forming was done absolutely beautifully on this. And here is the Forest Trail. I think that's 5/32 of 3V with a sharply ground 90-degree spine. Blade length is 4 15/16 inches in length, almost 5 inches. Handle length is 5 inches. Guys, this handle is unbelievable. Condition on this one is near mint to like new. There's a little burr at the tip, but I think that is from the spine grind. So I don't really think this knife has any use on it at all. Let's see. If you go to buy one of these new, good luck. I couldn't find any retailers that have the 3V version of this knife in stock. I did find some in A2 in stock. Those are $275 web price. So the 3V was probably $300. This one can be yours, near mint to like new, in box, with that beautiful wet formed and beeswax treated leather sheath. 200 bucks, $200 like it is, and then 2 1/4 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the LT Wright Forest Trail Saber. Next up, we have another one from Mr. Wright. Let's see, do we have a sticker? We do. This one is going to be the LT Wright Gen 5 in A2 steel Scandi grind desert ironwood handle with black liners. This thing, guys, is a thing of beauty. It comes in a beautifully crafted leather sheath, wet formed to the knife, waterproof treated with beeswax. We got a fire steel loop. We have the standard LT Wright dangle and then a Swedish dangle. attached with a very nicely made carabiner. Inside that comes the knife, and guys, oh my. So this is A2 steel, blade length 5 3/16. It's like a Scandi Kephart on steroids. And guys, I'm gonna give you an as sharpened price, but it doesn't need me. It does not need me. Looks like 1/8 inch stock, 90-degree ground. It might be a little thicker than an 1/8. 90-degree ground spine. A beautiful desert ironwood with those black liners. Look at that. Blade length is 5 3/16. The handle is 5 inches. It's like new in the box. If you buy one of these brand new from your favorite online retailer, it's going to run you $290. This one can be yours for $200, guys. $200 like it is. $225 if I sharpen it, but guys, frankly, it's not going to be much sharper than it is now. Superb job on that maker's edge. That is the LT Wright Gen 5 Scandi. Next up, another one from Mr. Wright, LT Wright Knives. This is the LT Wright Outback Saber Grind 3V with red matte finish G10 handle scales. And again, this one's going to come in a wet formed leather sheath treated with beeswax for waterproof capability. This one has had the fire steel loop removed. Nicely formed. Inside comes this little beauty. So the Outback is kind of a stubby bushcraft knife, Saber ground. You've got 4 3/16 inches of Saber ground CPM 3V steel. There is your matte finish red G10. Superb in hand. The handle length is 4 3/4. This is near mint to like new in box with that wet formed waterproof sheath. Let's see. I found these online for $260 in similar trim, brand new. This one is very near new, near mint to like new. In box with the wet formed and waterproof treated sheath. This can be yours for $180. $180. That's the LT Wright Outback Saber. $200 if you'd like my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. Next up, our first Benchmade of the evening. Black box. This is going to be the 6800 Auto APB. I'm not sure what APB stands for, but I can tell you this. It's an automatic knife, and it's completely ambidextrous. I think that's the claim to fame of this model. So you get the hard anodized black aircraft grade aluminum handle, nice milling, just superb in the hand. And then it's a button lock auto with safety. But here's the cool part. Put it in your left hand. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Now this is a big knife, kind of a soldier blade. 154 cm is your blade steel. 3.5 inches is your blade length with a 5-inch handle. Fills the hand very nicely. It does, it does. Let's see, by the way, rock solid lockup, right down the middle centering, action, perfect. Like new in the box. Now this is a discontinued model. I found 2 websites that have them in stock at $242. $242. By the way, carbide glass breaker in the back spacer. This can be yours, and it's essentially a perfect example, like new in the box, $200 shipped, priority mail. $220 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Benchmade 6800 APB Auto. Next up, it's a long blue box from our friends at Benchmade. Inside the box comes the 202 Leuku. I have no idea if that's the correct pronunciation. Comes in a nice black leather sheath with fire steel loop and a plastic insert so you don't destroy your leather putting it back home. A very nice sort of Scandinavian blade design, great all-purpose design. CPM 3V is your blade steel. It's 5 1/8 inches of blade length, 4 1/2 inches of santoprene, and kind of a nice OD green color, and it's super comfortable, guys. I mean, super comfortable. It is absolutely like new in the box. Web pricing on these brand new, kind of strange. I found them between $140 and $160. Usually Benchmade kind of dials in their retailers a little closer than that, but you can have this one shipped to you by priority mail for $115, $115, and then $145 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Benchmade 202 Leuku, and by the way, next day sharpening is available if you want it, if it's one of the first 6 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. Next up, now this, guys, is an interesting knife. I've never seen one, and it's kind of different. I'm not sure why, but it comes in the Benchmade Hunt series. It is the model 15200 DLC Altitude. I don't see this as a hunting knife. I see it as a really cool EDC neck knife. Check it out. It comes in a molded polymer pancake style sheath with riveted construction, and it looks like you could almost strap that to Molly gear. You could attach a neck loop device, and check out the blade. If you look at it from here forward, it kind of looks like a fixed blade bug out. Very thin stock. And I love this. It's got like a little, almost like little orange aluminum pivot collars, orange G10 liner, and then a carbon fiber pinch scale. The knife weighs nothing. Let's see. The handle's 3 3/32 in length. The blade length. And the handle is 4 5/16. And really, guys, if you use it as designed, it's very secure for a handleless knife. Blade steel is S90V. This is the first production run, number 689 of 700. And it also comes with a very nicely made collector knives belt clip sheath or pocket clip sheath. It fits it just perfectly. So if you wanted to drop that in a pocket, you could do that as well, or you could do neck carry or molly carry. Anyhow, very cool. So let's see. Oh, it is DLC coded, by the way. We're going to call this near mint in box, or maybe even like new. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were in stock, they were all over the place, between $155 and $200. Now I'm finding them on eBay, completed listings, actually sold knives that have sold between $150 and $210. This one can be yours with that extra sheath. $140, $140, and then $165 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening available. That is the Benchmade 15200 DLC Altitude. Next up, we have another cool little fixed blade. You guys might recognize the baggie. Yep, it's a tops knife, the Cockpit Commander CC 2002. Here is the little knife. Comes in a fold-over Kydex sheath with that wonderful pivoting tops spring clip. Inside comes this cool little devil. It kind of looks to me like a pilot's knife, thus the name. We have a nice thick 5/32 crinkle coat epoxy finished blade, gorgeous clip point with a sharpened swedge, finger hole for security, gray linen micarta handle with white liners. Blade length on the Cockpit Commander is 2 1/4, the handle 4 1/2. Right now, I think Blade HQ is running kind of a clearance on these for $95. This one is like new in baggy, and it can be yours for $80, shipped, priority mail. $100 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Topps Cockpit Commander. Next up, here is a cool newish Spyderco model that I have not had one of in hand. This is the Spyderco Canis, C-A-N-I-S. Very, very cool knife. Why is it cool? Well, that's why. It's got a very beautifully ground Warncliffe blade. S30V is your blade steel. 3 3/8 inches is your blade length. The handle is 4 3/4 of a material that I love. This is a carbon fiber G10 laminate, but this has that sort of new style. I got some dust on the handle. That new style, more peel ply carbon fiber. It's got a little more grip to it than the original stuff did. And here, check it out, guys. Compression lock. And oh, how it likes the human hand. It just presents so well. Let's see, how's that compression lock action? Whoa. Beautiful, rock solid lockup. Man, nothing whacks your finger when it closes. That's good. Got a deep carry Lynch titanium clip. Blade centering is perfect. So is the lockup. It is near mint to like new, no box, but it does have the Lynch clip. Map pricing on this knife, if you want to buy a brand new and with a stock clip, is going to be $192, or just buy this one. A beautiful example of a very cool knife. $150, $150, like it is, $170 sharpened. Next day sharpening available if you're among the first 6. That's the Spyderco Canis. Next up, boy, here's a knife that would have a great story if it could talk. It's a Paramilitary 2 DLC blade wearing some beautiful copper titanium scales, a well-used clip, a well-used blade, but not over-sharpened, just a little used, just standard S30V DLC blade. Whose flag is that, guys? You caught me with my pants down. Is that a Texas flag? I don't know. Let's see. Lock up, rock solid. Action, pretty doggone nice. Centering is slightly to the right as you're looking at it. And it also comes with another set of titanium scales. I'm sorry, these are Putman scales. Putman scales, and these are blue anodized honeycomb aluminum. I think the new price of both sets of scales are more than we're asking for this knife. So with the copper titanium installed and the extra Putman scales, this one can be yours for $130, $130 like it is. $150 with an Apostle P edge. That is in your inventory as Spyderco Paratu Custom Scales ×2. Next up, do you live in California and you want to carry a switchblade? Well, here you go. This is the Protech Runt. The Runt 3 5/16 inches closed blue hard anodized aluminum handle with a little bit of corner wear, but still plenty presentable. Out of the handle flies that little spear point beauty, 154 cm DLC coated, 1 15/16 inches in length, so California legal, sub 2 inches. Rock solid lockup. Centering is perfect. Action is thwacky for such a tiny little thing. We'll call this excellent. No box. I found these to be out of stock on the internet, brand new, but when they were available, I think you could buy this one for about $125. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail to your door, $90, 90. Then $110 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 6. That is the Runt from Protech. Next up, our one and only offering from Great Eastern Cutlery this week. This one from the Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knives line. It is the number 130117 whip in Sambar Stag. And oh, what beautiful stag it is. Oh my. So this is on the 13 Congress pattern. Triple lined bright nickel silver bolsters. Look at the stag on that thing. Nice match. Inside the handle, which is, what are these, like 3 11/16 inches closed. You have a single skinny Warncliffe blade with a cut swedge and a long pull polished blade. Six and a half pull. Perfect walk and talk. Perfect centering. Condition is near mint to like new in the tube. This one can be yours for $120. 120. 135 with an Apostle P edge. Next day sharpening is available if you're one of the first 6 tonight. That's the GEC Northfield number 13 whip. Next up, just one cold steel tonight, and here it is. It's the Cold Steel Swift, a knife I really like but I've never owned. I did sharpen this one when its owner bought it brand new. Here it is. So this is in your inventory as Cold Steel Swift TAP because it has my edge on it. You've got a handle 5 inches in length. You have a blade. Oh, kind of a Harpoon spear affair in CTS XHP. Blade length is 3 9/16. Is wearing a razor sharp, actually it's way sharper than a razor, Apostle P edge. You have a triad lock. It's a tip-up knife, and it has 2 clips in the box. So the right-hand carry clip is installed, lefty is in the box. Rock solid lockup. Centering is perfect, and the action is amazing because it's got a spring. So if you like the triad lock, but you struggle with it, that is a thwacker. Rock solid and pretty easy disengagement. Then you do have to overcome the spring from about half of its travel down. Beautiful, beautiful knife. They're discontinued and out of stock. When they were in stock, they were between 130 and 162 as they cleared out and people started marking them up. This is near mint in box. The only reason I'm not calling it like new is because it has been sharpened, but the edge is way better than factory. Your price, $1.25, $125 for the Cold Steel Swift TAP. No need to sharpen, it's already amazing. Next up, we have a little run of zero tolerance knives coming up, and it's the good stuff, guys. First, it's a real beast. It is the ZT0630 Emerson design clip point ZT folder. This is going to come with a pretty cool custom lanyard and a ceramic bead, I think. Maybe it's plastic. We've got the G10 scale, our 10 millimeter or 3/8 hex nut for adjusting your pivot. We got a stonewashed titanium frame and lock with a steel lock bar insert. Emerson style clip, which is ambidextrous. Wave opener and a thumb disc. And guys, you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. These are some of the sweetest phosphor bronze washer knives ever made. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful knife. Why did they go away? 3 5/8 inches of S35 VN. This one wearing its factory edge. The handle is 4 7/8. There's your lock engagement. You've seen the action. The centering is on the money. The condition is like new in the box. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. If you look at your completed listings on eBay, sold knives, anywhere between $225 and $301 in various states of repair. This one, like new in the box, can be yours, $225. A like new in the box, perfect example of the 630. $245 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on it. Next day sharpening available. Well, if we had a 630 in the sale, wouldn't it just be symmetrical if we had another real beast? This is a ZT0620CF Emerson Tonto. Yeah, it is. So same handle design, right, as the 630. 4 7/8 inches of titanium frame lock with a carbon fiber scale, and that is beautiful carbon fiber. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, stonewashed, Emerson clip, custom lanyard. Thumb disc and wave opener. Now this one is CTS 204P, and it's wearing an Apostle P edge, and it needs no help at all. Oh, there's your lock engagement. There is your centering. There is your action. Let's see. Discontinued. Out of stock. They're selling on eBay. Selling, not listing for. Selling for between $225 and $350. This one is like new, except that much better than factory edge. Your price, $250. No need to sharpen. $250. That's in your inventory as ZT0620CF TAP. Next up, we're going to roll on with the ZT party. We are going to look at another one. The box says it's a real beast, but it's not. This is the ZT0770CF. With beautiful carbon fiber handle scales. Nice deep carry shorty clip from ZT. That beautiful modified Wharncliffe blade in Elmax steel. The current ones in inventory at web retailers are all S35. This one is an Elmax model. Serial number, what does that say? 3378, I think. So a fairly early one. And this is wearing a very nicely laid back and micro beveled edge from the TheApostleP Knife Service. Guys, that's a great little EDC blade right there. What do they weigh, like 2.5 ounces or something? And of course, Kershaw Velocity technology. There's your lock engagement on that nested stainless steel liner lock. There's your blade centering. We'll call this near mint in box ApostleP Edge noted. Now you can buy a new one of these in S35 from your favorite web retailer for $192, or you can buy this one in Elmax all sharpened up and ready to rock, $150 on the ZT0770CF TAP. Next up, time to go bold. This is the ZT0393SW Hinderer design knife. So the 393 was the second ZT iteration of a Hinderer Eclipse design. This one a little lighter than its predecessor, the 392. Thinner titanium frame slabs, beautifully sculpted G10 scales. This one is a Spyderco Harpoon. The description is on the other side of the page that I forgot to turn. So stonewashed S35VN blade, stonewashed frame. Wearing an ApostleP edge. Blade length is 3 9/16. Handle is 4 3/4. Of course, it's a steel inserted titanium frame lock. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. There is your centering. It's, if anything, it might, no, it's kind of an optical delusion, but it's very, very close to perfect. It kind of looks like it favors the lock side, but I don't think it does. Ball bearing flipping action is beautiful. No issue with death lock because the scale prevents your fingers from depressing the lock bar. Why don't I own this knife? You guys better get this one quick. So condition is near mint in box. The only reason it's not like new is because it's rocking an ApostleP edge, which is still extremely sharp. So near mint in box, ApostleP edge noted. These are out of stock everywhere. When they were in stock, they were $220. This one can be yours with a way better than factory edge for $190, $190. That's in your inventory of ZT0393SWTAP. Well, if you thought that was cool, just you wait. Uh-oh. You say you like the Hinderer Eclipse and you like the way ZT does it. You guys know what that box is for. Yes, you do. You know it's a limited edition ZT Hinderer. I gave it away that it's an Eclipse model. Yeah, it's a 392, and it's the Mama Jama of all 392s. I think these were the hottest selling limited edition 392. The BRN GLD. This one is serial number 355. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Would you look at that? The brown anodized stonewashed titanium frame with that gold anodized Hinderer made hardware. The Hinderer clip. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. An unbelievably gorgeous sort of harpoon clip. Blade steel on this one is CTS 204P. Yes, it is wearing an edge from the ApostleP Knife Service. Other than that, it's brand new. So it's kind of like a better than new 392 BRN GLD. If you have to ask how much, or if this number shocks you, you ain't been around these limited edition ZTs. This one, guys, is a bargain at $525. $525, no need to sharpen. That's the ZT 0392 BRN GLD TAP, by the way. Perfect centering. Perfect flipping action. Nice detent. And there's your lock engagement. And it's, of course, rock solid. Oh! Next up, time for another little run of Benchmades. We'll start it with a blue class Benchmade, the 698 Foray axis lock. The Foray, a very efficient little blade to handle knife. We got a 4 1/8 handle with a 3 1/4 inch blade. CPM 20 CV, wearing an ApostleP edge. Now this is a first production run, model number 605 of 1,000. Some 3D machine and blasted G10 scales with a little bit of liner revealed, which is very cool. Deep carry polished clip, stylized pivot and access bar ends. Unbelievable action on this one. Rock solid lockup. Blade centering is very close. And that glistening ApostleP edge that is way sharper than the factory. So this is near mint inbox ApostleP edge noted. They are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $195. This one can be yours, ready to go. No need to sharpen. 140 for the Benchmade 698 4A TAP. Next up, oh my, another blue box Benchmade. This designed by the late, the great Warren Osborne. It's the 940-1501. I think this was the first G10 handled 940 in stunning black and blue. Stunning black and blue. This is wearing a polished split arrow clip. The standoffs are blue anodized aluminum. The blade, CPM 20 CV, wearing an ApostleP edge since it was brand new, and it's been in the box its whole life. It's still sharp as an ApostleP edge. Lockup, rock solid. Action, very near free dropping. Centering, we'll call it perfect. Couldn't find these in stock anywhere. They were a, what do we call those? A limited run, the dealer exclusive. I don't remember what they were. 2015. These are selling on eBay in the completed listings section between $197 and $316. Most of them are in the mid twos. This one is a perfect example. Wearing the edge every 940 should have. Your price, $220, $220. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 940-1501 TAP. Next up, okay, this is the knife I'm doing it on, guys. If this knife is not gone at 9:17 tonight, I'm buying it. I've never had one, and I've always wanted one. This is the Benchmade 943 BK Osborne. So this is going to be the black hard anodized aluminum handle, blue anodized titanium backspacer variant of the 940. Other than the colors, what makes it different? Well, that does. It's the muskrat clip in S30V, wearing an ApostleP edge, Parkerized split arrow clip, rock solid lockup, near free dropping action. Centering is very, very close to perfect. I don't know if you can see that, but it is very, very close to perfect. Condition is near mint in box, wearing an ApostleP edge. If you buy one of these brand new, it'll run you $163 if you can find one. Or just buy this one, already as it should be, rocking the ApostleP edge. Your price, $150. $150. That's the Benchmade 943 BK TAP. Next up, another blue box Benchmade, and this, guys, if I owned spring assisted knives, I would most certainly own this. It's the 477-1 Emissary 3.5. The large version of the Emissary. What a cool knife. Look at that gunmetal blue, hard anodized aluminum frame. Polished deep carry clip. This is a Sunday go to meeting knife extraordinaire. Axis assist mechanism with kind of a modified Wharncliffe blade in S30V. The length is 3 3/8 inches. Look at that gorgeous swedge. Handle length is 4 9/16. It's just a thing of beauty in the hand. You can creep forward on it too if you like. Yep. This one is wearing an ApostleP edge. Oh, and it's a sharp one. Perfect lockup, perfect axis assist action, perfect centering, condition, near mint in the box. The only reason not like new is because it's got that way better than factory edge on it. They are discontinued, I think. I found 2 websites that have them in stock. Was it Knife Art? I don't know. I think. And Amazon. 212 and 202 for one of the last ones left. Your price on this one with an ApostleP edge, $170. So it's essentially like new, but wearing an ApostleP edge. So essentially you're buying the knife for $150, getting free postage and having me sharpen it. That's the Benchmade 477-1 Emissary TAP. Next up, another blue box from Benchmade. It is the 560 BK-1 Freak, otherwise known much more commonly and famously as the Super Freak. Super Freak. I think this knife's going away. They're still in stock, but I believe it's going away. So if you want to get a perfect one, here you go. Black and gray milled G10 handle scales, red liners, red standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip. It's almost like I called Benchmade and said, here's the knife you need to make. And they did. What's the cherry on the top of the sundae? CPM M4, first production run number, what does that say? 817 of 1200. Oh, and by the way, it's got that edge. I sharpened this for my consignor when it was brand new, and it's been in the box ever since. Yeah, you buy a new one of these from your favorite web retailer with a, let's face it, life dull Benchmade edge. It would cost you $191, and then you'd send it to me, and then I'd sharpen it for 25 or 30 bucks, depending on what kind of work the action needed, and you'd have, I don't know, you'd have like $230 or something in it, right? Wouldn't you? Or just buy this one with, by the way, perfect action, perfect lockup, and what did I call that centering? I called it, oh, perfect. How about 175, all sharpened up and ready to go. I mean, ready to go, and a perfect example. The Benchmade 560 BK-1 Super Freak TAP. Next up, our last blue box in the sale, but not our last Benchmade. This one is the 550-1 Griptilian. It's got the round hole sheep's foot, sort of, in 20 CV, wearing an ApostleP edge that is amazingly sharp. The gray G10, the blue liners, the blue standoffs, the deep carry clip, the free dropping action with rock solid lockup, and centering that is very close. I think it might favor the right ever so slightly. Condition would be like new in box were it not for that edge. Oh, that edge. So we're calling it near mint, in box, ApostleP edge noted. If you buy a new one of these, it's going to cost you $187 at your favorite web retailer, and it'll be life dull. Or just buy this one with an ApostleP edge 150, 150. That's the Benchmade 550-1 grip, TAP. Next up, our last Benchmade in the sale, this one in a black box, the old school black box. It's a 950 BK-1401 Osborne Rift. Yeah. It's the black and orange milled G10 with blackened liners and orange hard anodized aluminum standoffs, Parkerized split arrow, and one of the sliciest blades Benchmade has ever made. Super skinny and acute, great tip, S30V. Superb action, perfect lockup. Centering on the rift is perfect. Of course, it's a very old special order from 2014. They're discontinued and out of stock. I only found one of these that had actually sold on eBay, and it was a beat to snot one. Coating all rubbed off, handle all beat up. It sold for $144. This one can be yours. Near mint. Only not like new because it has my edge on it. Okay. And a perfect example. $150? Are you kidding me? $150. No need to sharpen. That's the Benchmade 950 BK-1401 Rift TAP. Next up, it's time for an arachnid invasion. It is. We got some special paramilitary 2s coming up. The first one is a Para 2 plain 52-100. Yeah. 52-100, a very cool, super high carbon ball bearing steel back in the day. Yeah. It's got the peel ply carbon fiber handle, black clip. Now, this was a special dealer exclusive for HL Dallas. It is a super rare knife. And it's wearing an ApostleP edge. And guys, 52-100 gets scary sharp. I mean, scary. Action is amazing. I'll cut the end of my pinky off. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is perfect. Condition would be like new, except it has a way better than factory edge. I don't know, man. These knives are so rare. I found a listing on eBay. Some dude wants $810 for 2 of them. I don't know. Your price on this one, with an ApostleP edge, $220. That's in your inventory as Spyderco Para 2 CF 52-100 TAP. Next up, it is another Spyderco. It's another Para 2, and the box doesn't give us much help, but what's inside the box is a dealer exclusive Sprint Run Paramilitary 2. This was for Blue Ridge Cutlery. It's got forest green G10 handle scales, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but they are radiused a lot more than a regular Para 2 handle. That must have been spec'd by Blue Ridge. Very cool. Inside the handle resides a satin finish blade of CTS 204P, wearing an ApostleP edge that is unmolested. Free dropping action. Rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. And did I mention it has an ApostleP edge? The only reason it's not like new is because it has an ApostleP edge. These are rare, my friends. Rare. Your price on this one, $195. $195. That's in your inventory of Spyderco Para 2 GRN 204P TAP. Next up, Another Spyderco, another pair of two. This one was a dealer exclusive for DLT trading. Has desert tan G10 handle scales. Blade steel of CPM 20 CV. This has a factory edge. For some reason, this one never made it to my bench. Free dropping action, rock solid lockup, perfect blade centering, like new in the box on the DLT exclusive. Your price, $190, $215 with an Apostle P edge. That is a Spyderco Pair 2 Tan 20 CV. Next up, it's the last Spyderco in tonight's sale. I remember when they ran the first run of these and they sold out immediately, and then I paid $200 for mine. Yeah, when they were all gone. And then it became a regular production model of the Paramilitary 2. The brown G10, the satin S35 blade. This is wearing its factory edge. Free drop in action. Rock solid lockup. And perfect blade centering, I think. Yeah, and I guess my favor the left. Let's see. Yeah, it favors the left ever so slightly. Of course, that is about a 30-second fix for a pair two. So, now you can buy these when they're in stock, and they're currently not anywhere. $156 at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours like new in the box, $145, $145. $165 with an Apostle P edge. That's a Spyderco Pair 2 BRN S35. Next up. It was Domino's over there. Next up, from a Hinderer Knives made in the USA, we have a Hinderer XM18 3.5-inch spear point in blue G10. Clean up my mess later. Oh yeah, I've always liked that scale color on these knives. Blue G10, bright hardware, stonewashed blade and frame, blue hardware on the other side. I like that, the bright screws and the blue cups, the blue clip, blue filler tab, beautiful. Flipping action is nice. This is on nylon washers, boys. S35 VN blade, spear point. Apostle P edge that appears to be fairly virginal. Not quite a free dropper, but nice detent, flips well. If you're going to thumb it open, you're going to want to keep your fingers off the lock bar. Centering's perfect. Lock engagement's perfect and rock solid. Condition on this one, we're going to call near mint in box only because it has my edge on it. Only thing keeping it from being like new is my edge, which is way sharper than factory. Your price on this one, $320. $320, no need to sharpen. Next up, a Nudden from Hinderer. This is my favorite Hinderer in the sale. It's an XM18 3.5-inch Harpoon Sponto, blue anodized hardware and blue-black G10. Oh, look at, there's that blue and black G10, just little flecks of blue going through there. Blue hardware, working finish, clip, handle, and blade. There is that Harpoon Sponto. And look at the contrast of that Apostle P edge and that working finish blade. Oh, yeah. Blade steel on this one's M390. There is your lock engagement. There is your centering. There's your flipping action. This is on Teflon washers. And this is when you're going to want to keep your finger off the lock bar if you're thumbing. Okay. Robust detent. Condition would be like new in box, except for that way better than factory edge. So we're going to call it near mint in box with an ApostleP edge. Your price on this one, $325. No need to sharpen. That's in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch Harpoon TAP. Next up, and it's the last knife in the sale, boys, and it's from Hinderer. Uh-oh, what is it? It is an XM18 3.5 inch Sponto with an ApostleP edge, brass standoffs, bronze accessories. Oh, look at that. Flat dark earth scale, brass standoffs, bronze hardware. Whoops, that was me. Sponto blade, S35VN, wearing an ApostleP edge. There's your lock engagement. There is your centering. There's your flipping action. And I'm saying this detent is superb because it's more than adequate to flip without wrist, but it doesn't death lock if you thumb the knife open at all. You can open it that way with your fingers on the lock bar. This is a washer knife. Okay. Condition is near mint in box only, not like new because of the edge, which is way better than new. Your price on this one, $320. That's in your inventory as Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch Sponto TAP. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another Thursday night knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Thanks for hanging out with me. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.